welcome to another episode of Keeping It Real, Keeping It Raw, episode 4. Today's topic is actually being yourself and not following anybody else who actually tell you that you gotta be this and that. Now, first of all, I will say this, that there are people that actually tell you that actually you be rich, be poor, be dumb, be smart, be this, be that, be nothing, be everything. Let alone, actually, they have some good advices, but let alone, if the real question is, who are you really are, instead of pretending. Even if you don't have a purpose, it's fine. People can always find a purpose. People can always find a purpose, but actually, if they don't know who they are, how they start. I can say this right now. I can say this right now, that when it comes to actually let alone being beaten by society, enslaving you, trying to become something that you're not. I can say this right now. That you don't have to become anything else people want you to be. I don't care who's mad. I don't care who's angry. I don't care actually let alone who has the audacity to tell you gotta be good or evil. Find out who you need to be and be that. But let alone say this truth right here. Let alone I'll say it myself. Let alone matter of fact, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I was until actually let alone I choose my purpose. I didn't know who I was until I choose my purpose already than what I am. So life can actually be hard, but only actually just stupid, ignorant people make your life worse. Life is not hard. I can tell you right now. That I can tell you right now, and don't take this as a threat, but I can kill so many people and actually not care. But let alone I want to kill the wicked people who actually make the whole world worse, and the whole world evil. It takes an evil crowd to actually let alone. Call the whole world corrupt and chaotic. It's just a fact. Wars, rape, everything else, it's just a fact. It's a fact how I see it, and how I learned from my experience. Even though I can say right now that I'm not a perfect person. I'm not a perfect person. So do not think of a perfect person and think, I haven't done this, I haven't done that. I did this and did that, but I ain't gonna tell you what I did. Well, I can't tell you what kind of good or evil I did. Because really evil I actually judge me upon my actions. Well, I just ignore you, whatever. But anyway, when it comes to actually let alone pretending to become something that you're not, but at the same time, you don't know who you want to be, it is actually a challenge. You can't, first of all, you can't pretend, but let alone, you can't just hide the truth. You just cannot hide the truth that you don't know what you are. But let alone, you can't follow nobody else. I don't care who you are, what religion you stand for. I don't care who you are. Because let alone, no matter how much you pretend, you know who you really are. I can say right now that today, a nerd is better than a jock. Why? At least a nerd knows who he is. A jock, even at the same time, guessing that even though from experience, when people hear that don't know who they are, it's fine, but let alone just create, like I create myself, you should too. So, when it comes to actually let alone questioning your identity, how you gonna be this, how you be that, or someone else telling you how to become this and that, it is a balance that when it comes to actually people who are trying to actually let alone make you into that, but you don't want that, you're trying to find out who you want to be by yourself. It's all about having the knowledge of what to know, how to do it. It's all about curiosity. It's all about knowledge. It's all about actually finding who you really are, and actually learning how to become this and that. You don't have a purpose. It's okay. I didn't have a purpose before when I was a kid. When I was a child, I was just watching cartoons and video games too. I love those things. I always will. I always will. But let alone, I didn't. I was not even thinking about a career. I was not thinking about a career. I was not thinking about actually let alone like becoming people this and that. I was just having fun with life. You know, actually there was good and bad things, but I enjoy life, and I'm going to continue to enjoy life no matter what. So when it comes to actually let alone not knowing who you really are, but curious and trying to find out what to be, is actually let alone an ability, and also let alone kind of like a pop quiz to figure out what you need to be, what standards you have, what limitations, what's unlimited, what you can do, what you can't do. I mean, it is like that. So, when it comes to actually finding a characteristics, finding actually let alone some identities, finding somebody else to be best to be to remember or actually be hated, good or evil, you love to be hated. At the end of the day, it's always about the experience that that tells you that you need to actually let alone become this and that, or the experience that tell you that you would have this, you would have that if you want to. It's all about it all start with curiosity because of wisdom. People today ain't got no wisdom. People are just actually just killing and murdering, complaining about presidents, complaining about politicians, complaining about money problems, complaining about gender wars, complaining about which gender is superior. I don't care about that. Because at the end of the day, people are going to die, and people all have the same common. They are enslaved of what they were given to. But it can also be actually let alone somewhat a good thing. But let alone I'm not talking about enslavement. I'm not talking about enslavement. I'm not talking about enslavement. I can say this right now that you can't just tell people what to do. You can't just tell people what to do in enslavement. You just can't because slavery is wrong. But if they don't know what to do, they need to go explore and actually let alone see what's out there. Like myself, I'm curious. But I can be lazy at the same time too. Just mind my business, do what I want. But let alone I use my freedom to not hurt nobody. I use my freedom to hurt anybody. But let alone I use my freedom to actually let alone call out some criminals, call and calling out a topic. Let alone I'm not holding my tongue. I can say this to you: if you don't know who you are, find out who you are. If if you're a blank piece of paper, get some crayons and some markers and create yourself. Create yourself. Create yourself as much as you can. Find some elements, find something else, find a hobby, anything else. Although at the same time, if you choose to become a person's perspective, that's fine. If you choose to become someone else's perspective, that's fine. But if you choose to become your own perspective, that's fine too. Let alone you don't want to follow the flock, but let alone you ain't got no purpose. But let alone I ain't gonna follow the flock because let alone I'll learn how to create. I'll learn how to create. I'll learn how to sing. I'll learn how to cook. I'll learn how to play video games. I learn all those things. So let alone find yourself a hobby. Create yourself. Let alone the choice is yours to find out who you want to be, who you are, and what's going on. You know, I can tell you just right now that actually I'm still fighting my own battles. I don't mind. I don't mind. Let the art Johns hear. I'm still fighting my own battles no matter what. So let alone, it ain't too late for me. I ain't giving up. Not one bit. Not one bit. So I hope this information actually helps you out. I hope you be safe and sound no matter what kind of life you're into. So, so I say right now, to the chosen ones and the unchosen ones, have a wonderful day and a safe day.